Yes, you're saying no. You're saying no. You said a woman cannot come in your place and teach if you're not there.
That's not what I said.
No, that's
Okay, so
if we're not
if there's
available,
no more men.
yes, then a
You
woman
said that.
has to do it.
Okay, but I'm talking specifically about a specific Roche. So you said if Roche was gone and there was someone that they needed as a Hebrew teacher, I could step in place because that's Hebrew. Now I'm talking about as a spiritual leader.
Oh no,
You
no,
said
no, 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 no.
Right. So I'm saying you said
let me
no.
clear this up.
But there's no men. So who
That's
teaches?
what I'm saying. If
Let me
there's
clear
no
it up.
men.
Let me clear it up because it could be men.
Oh,
If
it
there's
could
no
be men.
qualified men,
Right.
then the
That's
man
right.
ain't got to. Then they ain't no men. They males. If
Okay.
there's no qualified males, then a woman has to do what she has to do.
Right.
You follow me?
Yes.
But that's out of order. That's not the way it's supposed to be. What it's supposed to be, because priest was the teacher of the people.
And they were
A
males.
priest could not be
Men.
a female.
Okay, so every single time it was a priest that was the leader of the people.
You're saying
the
two
teacher of
different
the
things.
people.
Let me back this up now. Oh, I see where you're making a mistake. Let me clear this up so that you understand.
Okay, go
A
ahead.
teacher is not necessarily a leader. Those are two
Okay.
different things.
Right.
You can have a teacher that can teach, but cannot lead.
Right.
They are two different things.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying to you is that the leader of the Most High's people should be a man. If it's not a man, then it has to be the qualified woman who's able and qualified when there are the absence of qualified males.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? The
Okay.
job has to get done.
Mm-hmm.
It
Right.
has to get done. So that's
Right.
where I'm
And
at.
you're saying it's out of order if not. I'm just getting your idea of roles and just what you think and what you know a leader should be. And you're saying women should not necessarily be leaders. Like it's not really what their role is.
The leader.
Should not be
Of a
the
congregation.
leader of a
Yeah.
congregation. So we saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But yes, leaders. A leader of a congregation.
Basically, no.
Yeah, no.
But you know what? That's what I will say. And I want you to
That's
listen
okay. I'll
very
reject the
carefully.
position if it ever comes.
I want you to listen very carefully.
Right.
You say you're rejected.
Yes, I will.
All right. Well, let me say this to you. This I will say very carefully, and y'all really have to pay attention to what I'm saying. But for those of you who already know, there's no problem for you. But this is what I will say. I don't know one instance when there has been a great man who has risen to prominence in this earth without a great woman by his side.
That's right.
I ain't never heard, I ain't seen it, I ain't heard it. Even if he had 3 or 4 great women by his side, he always had a powerful, strong, intelligent woman right next to him. And any woman, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else, any woman who really understands her femininity and who she is as a woman is stronger than her man. What do I mean by that? I mean that the man will be under the illusion that he's running the show. But that woman is sharp. If she's really sharp and she's really in her femininity, she knows how to reach her man and when she needs to.
That's right.
And that makes
And
her
not
what?
manipulate.
In reality, that's what it is.
She's in charge.
So when you got great men, usually it's a great woman standing somewhere around. But the man, not that the man is just a frontispiece trying to look like he's strong. He really is. He's the head honcho. He's intelligent. He's sharp. He's wise. But it's something about a woman. Y'all don't understand, y'all. Women, females don't understand the difference between a woman and a female. There's a big difference. A woman knows how to handle her business. She knows that she don't rule her man. She knows that she don't tell her man what to do. But why is it that he always give her everything she needs? Because she has a way of communicating with him to make him have the desire and the passion to give her what she needs. It's a womanly motivation, instinct, and it ain't no force thing behind it. It ain't no I ain't gonna give you none. It ain't none of that. It's how she does what she do when she do it. And she does it all the time. She never stops. A real righteous man recognizes that beauty in a woman. She ain't got no big mouth. She ain't saying no. She ain't saying stop. She ain't saying I don't want to. I don't feel like it. She don't do none of that. She know what I'm talking
Two
about.
aspirins in a warm bath.
Yeah, hey,
Yes, my lord.
it's a way that a woman approaches a man, a righteous man,
That's right.
a good man. Because he might not be in his way, but yet he's a good man.
That's right.
It's a way that a woman approaches a man that causes that man's essence to say, I'm going to give her whatever she wants, as long as it's in righteousness.
Right.
Whatever she needs, it's already met before she has to ask for it. But then you got those kind of women that don't know their place, and they try to do it by the muscle, by being rebellious, by being selfish, don't want to cooperate, and want to have a big mouth. And they don't know their strength as a woman. Because women should never have on pants. What I mean by that is they should never walk around with the pants on like they're the man. Should never be that. She should always have on a skirt, representing herself in her feminine role. And I ain't just talking about clothes. I'm talking about her personality, her character, her customs and traditions, things that she will not do. She has to wear that all the time. And by doing so, any man that's worthy of having, if he's a man, he's worthy of having. But any man that's worthy of having will know how to innately give her what she needs. It's the ones that want to wear pants all the time that causes the problem. Because they want to be both the man and the woman. The one that wants to tell the man what to do. And any real man is not going to allow his woman to overtly tell him what to do. She got to know the language he speaks. And once she knows his language, she can get anything she needs. She got to know how to do it. But that you don't come up against a man aggressively and just saying, no, I ain't doing that, or I don't want to do that. That's not how you get through to a man. You'll be single, alone. How Kevin Samuel said, get a dog. That's just the way to do it. And you'll go from man to man to man to man, never learning who you are as a woman. And that's why you won't be able to keep a man. And a lot of women don't know that. You know, you could be a calm, mild-mannered, tempered female, but you don't know how to please your man. Just because you ain't boisterous and you don't get nasty don't mean that you know how to please a man. You gotta know how to do, move, give, take, and receive all at the same time. It's not that simple. It's very easy once you learn his language. But if you never learn his language, you won't be able to communicate. When y'all be bumping heads, he gonna keep telling you something, and you're gonna keep saying, all right, I got you, but you ain't got him. Therefore, you won't do it. Because you don't know his language. Once you learn his language, easy peasy. Was that something I could say you understand? Or was that too old for you?
That's too old.
All right. Smooth sailing. That's right.
That's too old. That's old.
That's
So
old.
anyway, that's how it go. All right.
Can I say something?
Yes.
That phenomenon not only goes for relationships between a man and a woman, but I've seen it in business relationships. Like the secretary is running the place, and but she makes the boss looks good. You know, it's like the boss is doing everything, but the secretary is behind everything, and she makes him or her looks really good. I mean, when we realize that, especially in school system, we run to the secretary. Basically, you have to be on the good side of the secretary to get things done.
You're right.
Because she is the one that
nurse.
I think it's because
runs this place.
I don't think it's the running part. I know that's what we'll teach us. That's fine. I think it's because the person in charge trusts them. They have the skill set. They already that's within them. They know how to move, so I can pull back, trust. I can work and focus on these other things to help us continue, and while you're helping us continue maintaining from the skill set that you have to run, right? But I get the concept everybody's saying. I just have a different take on it. I think it's a trust value.
Well-
It is trust value. It is. And the knowledge also comes into play. Because
Yes.
if
That's a
that
beautiful
person
combination.
knows the ins and outs and knows actually good connection with that boss and knows what pleases her, what pleases him, and they there, it's like we know who runs the show, but I mean, not that you run, because the boss could fire the secretary anytime. But the thing is, and you're absolutely right, they trust the relationship between them and their secretary is good, because a lot of times when a principal, I could only speak for schools because that's where I've been.
Mhm.
When a principal moves, they move a principal to another school. She bringing her secretary.
She sure is.
She is bringing her secretary along.
Her right
and maybe
hand.
some of the other people in her own
Because she
space.
knows her language.
Yeah, yeah. So
But this is something that I said a long time ago.
Correlation.
Y'all probably heard this before, but any great leader will have great individuals on his team.
Mhm.
His inner circle will be leaders within themselves. They will all have the capability and the ability to run their own thing.
Yeah.
But that's what makes the organization strong. Like right here, what we doing. If we can get great, strong, positive men and women that's going to be productive to come in and be a part of this, what we're doing, in truthfulness and in honesty,
Mhm.
and the world can't stop us. The world can't stop us.
Can't stop us
There is no
now.
bringing us down. There is no limitations to what we can accomplish. Yeah. Yeah, but everybody has to be on the same mindset, same agenda. If
Can't-
we can accomplish that, we do.
can't.
All right. So we done? Oh, did you have another question?
Have you come up?
Yeah, we've been on some.
Not in regards to that.
Okay. Let's go back. Yes.
What?
Let's go back to the book. Can we go back to the book?
You had a question?
Text it to me.
Oh, for you.
So what are you asking?
It was talking about just the way that you talk about women. Do you like understand the impact that it has? Like, I think it ties into what Alm's question was about.
Did you see that? Did you see
Generational.
that? How you just folded his
gap.
legs? Yeah, let's open that conversation up.
No,
No, don't open it up.
no, I'm not saying that. I was
No,
answering
you
the
wasn't
question.
saying that. No, you was somewhere. But she got that in her spirit. She doesn't understand. So if she wants to discuss
Understand
it,
what?
we can. Do you want to discuss that?
do
Do you want to have that
I
conversation?
said
What are you saying?
I did,
Understanding
but I
what?
don't know.
no, not right now.
Okay.
All right, and I guess that's the answer, not right now. All right, we'll talk about it another time. We was running the show.
No, we don't.
You just did. You shut the show down.
No, that's not what I did.
I folded my legs,
asked
got
the
in position and
question.
everything. and You
No,
said
no,
no, not
you
right now.
asked a question,
She asked.
and had I said yes, you would have went with it. But you're running the show here. In
What question
actuality,
did I ask?
Should
you
it be
asked,
now
should
or
it be
later?
now or later?
Oh,
And I
based
said
on what
no.
you want
So
to
it's
address.
obviously gonna be later.
So you said no. You
Yes,
shut that
but
down,
no,
boss.
no. You give the illusion that come on. You give the
You say
illusion.
not to have
Okay.
the conversation.
It's not the conversation. This
It
is something
It's
else.
actually
Giving
related.
the illusion that we're running the show.
I
We're not running the show here.
Oh, you
we
just,
were never
sis,
running the
sis,
show.
Sis, tell her please. Help her
No,
understand.
no. I get what mom.
Don't
No,
let her
I get
understand.
exactly where Mama B is going to go, what she's going to say, because I am a woman myself. But I'm telling you, we do not run the show, and that is okay. I'm not trying to run this show. I have my own show to run.
So we were at Genesis chapter 1, verse 7.
All
Giving
right,
all
let's
praise
go.
and glory to the Most High Yah.
Anybody in the audience got a
Yes.
question?
No one is to answer Ezzy's question, please. Just can we just move on, please?
See how y'all just did that? See, I told you. Now who's the showrunner?
Why does it have to be a showrunner?
Does anybody have-
The
does
majority-
There's no
anybody-
questions, no.
Okay, thank you. Y'all ladies decided to move on and we accepted.
The majority.
We ain't bothered arguing
It
with y'all.
just so happens that the majority is female.
It ain't had nothing to do with majority. She was one person that shut it down. And then sis Ema backed it up.
You're
right,
literally
let's-
highlighting
let's
like
move on.
why I asked my question. but
Let's move
continue.
on. Go ahead, sis. Where we at? Genesis
Chapter
1,
1,
Verse
verse 7
7.
is where we left
Genesis chapter 1 and 7.
off. And Elohim made the firmament. And it actually says Asa,
Did we read
which is
six?
to fashion.
Yes.
We read 6? I wasn't
Yes.
here.
You
Yes,
were
you
here.
It's
Oh,
where
can
we
we read
left
6
off.
again? I don't remember hearing 6. Please.
Do you remember 5?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go back to 6.
I don't think we completed it.
And we did. And Elohim said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters,
Excuse
and
me.
let it divide the water. We did not do this. The waters
That's what we didn't
from
complete it.
That's what I thought. So now, remember earlier when I spoke, for those of you who are here, I
Mhm.
mentioned that we are really in a ball of water. That's in a ball of water.
Mhm.
That's in
It's
a
in a
ball
ball
of
of
water.
water. It's in a ball of water.
The ocean is in the water. The earth is in water. And in the heavens, the Hashemayim
It's
is in the
water.
water.
Mhm.
How do you say water in Hebrew?
Maya.
How do you say heavens in Hebrew?
Shemayim. We just had this
Shemayim.
conversation while you were gone.
Y'all did?
Yeah.
That's the creator confirming it there, right?
Yes.
Well, Ima was the one who brought it out.
Ema, you want to explain it again so I can get it?
Ma'im means water, is what I said. And as soon as you add the prefix Sha to it, it becomes heavenly waters. If we're talking about the seas, that becomes a different type of Ma'im, but it's still water, water, and water.
Mhm. All right. Now there's an expansion upon the heavens, and within the heavens that keeps the heaven above from the heaven below and causes the water to take form and shape because the creator had to work, well, not the creator, he ain't doing this yet. Elohim worked in a void to explain how they wanted things to be presented. I hope I didn't lose you. We already covered that in the 6th verse. All right, so now in the 6th verse, it speaks about a rakia.
Spirit. Right? Rakia.
Anybody-
Rakia.
Rakia in verse 6. Anybody see that firmament?
Ruach,
Oh.
Rakia,
Rakia,
yes.
I see it.
It says firmament, they translate it as firmament.
Extended
Mhm.
surface.
Now,
Yeah, expands.
Jewish
Yes.
people,
Expansion. Sorry.
the Jewish people have it that a rakia is where the angels reside
Mm.
in the heavenly host. I don't know. I'm only saying what they teach.
Gotta come from somewhere.
Tower of Babel didn't do that, huh?
Yeah. So that's what they claim, that the rakia is where the angels reside. All right, so let's read on, please.
7. And Elohim made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so.
And it was so.
Mm.
Read on.
And Elohim called the firmament heaven,
Uh-huh.
and the evening and the morning were the 2nd day.
Uh-huh.
And Elohim said that the waters under the heaven be gathered together.
Now let the waters under the heavens be gathered together in one place. Now, somebody, if you take a cup, rinse it out with water, turn the cup upside down, put it down on the table, those waters will all rush to one location
Mhm.
and they will form a stain on whatever you put it on. So look at it in a super compressed condition
Mhm.
with hundreds of millions of tons of water all drying up to form dry land. Watch how you go. Read on, please.
This is a great scientific portion. This is a great science book in this portion right here. Just want to starting again at 9. And Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
And you can practice that yourself with a cup. there will be a residue, a little residue on whatever you turn that cup upside down. Let me ask you a question. If you take that cup, that same cup, and you suck out all the air out of that cup, is there anything in that cup?
Moisture, vacuum,
What it becomes what?
a vacuum.
And what's in that vacuum?
Nothing.
Whatever you took out of the
Just
cup.
emptiness.
Emptiness is something, though, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
But if
It
you
is.
suck out all the air of the cup, won't the cup crush due to
No,
gravitation?
it won't crush. If it's strong enough, it won't crush. But you can suck the air out of a glass,
Mhm.
it won't crush. It'll become a
Okay.
vacuum. Read on, please.
And Elohim called the dry land earth.
He called it what?
Earth.
Now, Genesis
Pirates.
1, chapter 1, what did it say? Verse 1.
In a beginning, the Elohim created the heaven and earth.
Keep reading. And the earth was,
Now the earth was unformed and void in
but the
darkness.
earth was there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So nothing came from nowhere. See, the earth just came from where? From the waters.
From the waters.
Darkness came from where? We don't know.
Right.
But the light came from where?
The darkness.
Everything comes from somewhere else. And we don't know how
Or
it happens.
something.
We don't know what the process is. All we know is that they're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? But watch, we're gonna go somewhere with the rest of it. Go ahead, read on, please. Now on the earth, we got the earth now. Now let's watch what happens.
And the gathering together of the waters called he seas.
Now this is the creator commanding, oh, not the creator. This is Elohim commanding their ideal of how things are going to be. Read on, watch this.
Can I say one thing also?
Yes,
You know it's not speaking of, even in the English, the creator, because it's spelled capital G, little o, little d. And when you see in the writings, G, capital O, capital D, then it says ha.
all right. Now I have to correct you on that. And
No.
this is what I'm gonna correct you on.
Right.
Certain books of the Bible, they reverse that order. When it say Yohe Wahe, you'll see it say G-O-D.
Yeah,
And
but
then
it'll
when
be
it
all
says-
capitals. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
No?
All I know is that they flip it from God to Lord in certain places, like in Daniel's and some of the books of the prophets. See, like we reading right now, when it start talking about the creator, it's gonna say in Lord God. But then
Mm-hmm.
later on, other books, it'll be reversed. It won't be Lord God when it's Yohe Wahe. It'll be,
And I agree. I was
Yeah.
just saying here in this portion here, it's capital G, little o,
Yeah.
little d, and it's
Yeah.
just speaking of the one of the Elohim, but not
the creator.
the creator.
All right, so watch this. Let's read on.
And Elohim said that the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it.
So he said, bring forth trees. So now we have like what, the third day of creation so far? Or the second day?
Second,
All right. No, we're in the third day. Ain't we? The heavens
but
was
we
in the
may
second
be
day.
in the third day. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're into the third
Okay.
day.
So now we have trees being brought about in the third day of creation. Do we agree?
Okay.
All right. And the trees all had to have seed within themselves. And that's why when we eat food, we only supposed to eat food. Yeah. like
Seed.
fruit and things of that nature. It's supposed to have seeds in it. Read on, please. But you're getting somewhere. Watch this.
And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed, and after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that's good. And the evening and morning were the third day.
Oh, so now we're in the third day. Wow.
Now that was the third day. Now we're going to the fourth day.
Okay.
And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night.
Now watch this part.
And let them
Go ahead.
be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years.
Now stop there for a second. Elohim intended for the lights to be for signs, seasons, days, and for years. So I know where I'm going. I know you do. I know you know where I'm going, right? Yeah. The signs.
Mm.
People run and shun people who study the heavens. And they say it's bigotry, witchcraft, all these evil things about it. But here we have where Elohim intended for those heavens to be in place to give you signs on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep though. You can go so far with it, you'll be in trouble. But you can look around and see what's going on and recognize what's happening. All right, there go one sign in the heavens. Every Passover at a certain time, there's a star that sits in the sky at a certain location. That's how you know the time of the year that we are in. Every we just started recording.
Went out.
Now,
The thing went out? Okay. All right. So we're going to try to keep it moving. This part is very intricate because a lot of people teach that these lights, that's for a sign,
Mm-hmm.
are only for certain things. But these lights, the beginning of the light tells us when the new moon begins. The first crescent slither of a first appearance out of the darkness, the first slither of light tell us when the moon, the new months began. So we're using it now for seasons. And we're using it also for times to tell what time of the month or the year we're in. So these lights was put in the heavens to give us signs, seasons, days, and years, and to shine light upon the earth. Read on, please.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Mariah went out every night looking for the new moon. It wasn't on Wednesday. It wasn't on Thursday. It came in on Friday. So guess how many days last month had? 31. And that's how, I guess way back when we were doing our own calendar as Israelites, we did the calendar first. That's how it was figured out for 29, 30, 31 days. And we were really surprised, like, oh, who thought of that? The moon determines how many days is in a month, not people. It's that extra day. They did the 29 days. Hillel, ONCC did 30 days because they said, well, this is the 30th day, so we're going to count it now. But it actually came in on the 31st day.
What came in on the 31st day?
The new moon.
So then that means that's the new month. That's the first month.
That's
then.
right.
So the
So we
31st
were-
day was
we were
actually
day
day
after.
one.
yeah. See, what she's saying is, how remember a couple months ago, I said, well, the lady saw the new moon and she put a picture of it and you say, oh, she could have been lying, right?
Mhm.
And I would get, she could have been. However, one thing we definitely know is if you see it for yourself, it is what it is. So Hillel called theirs for that Wednesday and because our guys didn't see it on it, you guys called it for the next day. But actually, I saw it that Friday with my own eyes here. And no matter whether it was cloudy 7 hours before in Jerusalem, the moon didn't change its shape just because it came over to America.
Yes,
it was
it did.
right. So it would still
It gets
be
bigger when you see it here in
Oh, yeah,
America.
it was bigger.
no.
'Cause it's been
I
out
mean,
for
no.
7 hours by the
See,
time
you
we
talking
get
about the
here.
slither.
We're talking about the sliver.
That's
It's
what I'm talking
still
about.
7. Yeah, it's still
It's only a little
7. It's
tiny.
only 7 hours later. It doesn't go from the sliver to a full moon to a quarter moon.
Oh, no, no.
If 7 hours later, it's just going to be from there to here, whether you can see it there or not.
Yeah.
Or see it there and not see it here. It's still there. And
And
I
she
saw
said
it on
it was
that
just
Friday.
a little slither. It
So
was
you
just a little
verified
bit.
it. So
Yes.
you verified.
Yes, sir. That's all.
That's great. And also, well, it don't really matter.
And that's a sign. That's I think
exactly what
that's
it is.
It's just
It's a sign.
But the night
So-
before it was pure clear. She says, Mommy,
I don't
I've
see
never
anything.
paid attention to how beautiful the sky was that night before.
It was crystal clear tonight.
Yes. You know, everything. It was just, she says, it's beautiful. She said, I wish you could see it. And then the next night, the new moon came. That night there was no moon.
The dark moon is the moon that they call the astronomical new moon,
Right.
when the darkness of the moon is in the sky.
Mhm.
But our forefathers followed the crescent moon, the
That's
light
right.
of the moon, to determine the beginning of the moon. But you got a lot of beginning of the months. But you have a lot of Israelites who still follow either the full moon as the beginning of the month
Yes.
or the dark moon.
Is that called conjunction? Which one is
Yes,
called
that's a conjunction.
Is that the dark one?
The dark moon will be the conjunction.
But and they determine that's the beginning of the month, like the dark month.
Yes.
Okay, so how do they know it's the dark moon?
Because you can't
Because
see
there's
it.
nothing there.
There's nothing there. You can't
But
see
the
it.
problem is, it's called the concealed moon. The problem is that you can have a concealed moon to 3 to 4 days some months.
Mhm.
So which one of those concealed moons do you determine is the new moon?
You wait for the crescent.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna get to.
Yep.
Do you still have to wait for the crescent to determine?
No, they determine whenever they see the dark moon,
Oh.
they don't see it. They do calculations to determine when it's going to be,
Mhm.
which is rather, it can be pretty accurate because
Sometimes.
a moon can only contain 29 to 30 days, no more than that. It cannot go beyond 30 days because that next cycle will reappear again. So you can only contain 30 days within a month, a lunar month. So what they'll do is sometimes that moon will go and get concealed and be hidden for 3 to 4 days. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
It'll be concealed. But their concealed moon, my question has always been, which one do they use to determine the beginning of the months? And they choose which ones they want to use.
Hmm.
They use whichever one they want to use.
But usually the concealed moon, the sliver comes right after the concealed moon, right?
Yes,
Okay, so
usually. All right. So where was we at?
We were actually trying to confirm what starts the day or starts the Shabbat day or any day, night, day. So we're at verse 15. We got way off topic. Yo.
We was on 14, weren't we?
Yeah, but we just finished it. I'll read
Could
it
you do
again.
15?
14. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Elohim made 2 great lights.
Now watch this one right here. This is something else that causes a lot of controversy.
The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.
So what are those lights?
The sun and the moon.
Sun and the moon. Does the sun have a light of his own?
The sun?
Yes.
Yes.
Does the moon have a light of his own?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it's reflected of the sun. Or the,
What you say?
oh,
I say yes.
You say yes.
well, yeah, when you think of it like
like the scientific fact of what Mama B is saying.
What?
No, it doesn't have its own light.
It's reflective of the sun.
And that's why it's called a lesser light.
Mm.
Because the sun and the moon is
So-
almost the same size as circumference. That light is not as strong as the sun because you only see the sun, supposedly you only see the sun, the moon, when the light is on the opposite side of the earth because it reflects off the moon,
It reflects off the sun, you think?
off the moon. The moon is a black disk. The sun is the light, which generates the light. And as it goes around the earth, you only see, first of all, you only see the same side of the moon. No matter, that's right, always, constantly, you see the same side of the moon. It never changes. You never get to see the other side of the moon. It's always this side. But as the sun brightens off of it, depending on the day and where the moons are in the sky versus the sun, that's how you get to see that crescent to the next phase, the waning, the waxing, until the next phase, the globus, and then the next phase, the new moon, the full moon. Okay? That's how the moon changes its cycles because the sun's light reflect off of it. So if I take a mirror and shine the light from there off the mirror and put it on her garment, see a light, but it's not as concentrated as the source. So it's considered to be a lesser light.
And the moon is a black disk.
The black
Point
disk.
proven, every time there is a lunar eclipse, that's where the sun goes between the earth and the sun and it blacks out the sun. Yeah, the moon goes between the earth and the sun and blacks out the sun. So bro is right. Again, science is great.
All right, let's read on. We really get into the good stuff.
He made we were supposed to be proven
we-
when the Shabbat comes in, and we don't
made
went
a
to
whole
like
class out of it.
5 other subjects. End of 16, he made the stars also.
He made the stars also. Read on.
And Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
Now remember, all this is a plan. And when the creator is presented with the plan, whatever the creator don't like, he gonna redo it
Right.
and put it the way he wants it to be. Because Elohim ain't perfect either. They make mistakes. Read on, please.
And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good.
Not perfect, but good.
And
You
the
know.
evening and the morning were the 4th day.
See how he starts? The evening
Oh, this way.
and the morning were the next day.
Right.
Because the completion of that morning takes you right back to that evening again. Read on.
And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature
Now, everybody, please pay attention as she reads this.
Mhm.
that hath
You're going to
life.
see something here.
The moving creature, bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth,
Read that verse again, please.
and the fowl that
No, the whole verse.
and bringing forth abundantly the moving
What about
creature.
the waters? You mentioned the waters first.
20 from the beginning. And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life,
So the moving creatures that have life is coming from where? Okay, read on.
and fowl that may fly above the earth,
And the fowls, which is the birds, Zippor, where are they coming from?
the water.
They're coming from the water. And every time I teach this, I like to say, did you ever notice how much a bird looks like a fish?
Mhm.
You ever say how much a bird like water?
Mm. Read on,
In a
please.
puddle. In the above the earth, in the open firmament of heaven. And Elohim created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was
Bless you.
good.
And Elohim saw that all that stuff that he designed was good. The fish would come from the ocean, or everything that walked would come from the ocean, or everything that lived would come from the ocean. Elohim has set all that up and said it was good. Am I right?
Okay.
All right, read on, please.
22. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply,
So
and
he-
fill the waters
Go ahead.
in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth."
Okay. So the birds is the only thing in the earth that was formed from the waters. Everything else that was formed in the waters, all the other life lived in the waters. Read on, please.
And the evening and the morning were the 5th day.
So now we're in the 5th day of creation. Go ahead.
And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth. After his,
What's that word for beast of the earth?
the word that they're using in Ivrit is kai.
I think it's a different word.
You looking for the first.
Nefesh.
No, it's a different word.
Mm.
What's the word for
Leviathan?
beast of the earth?
Bahim?
Behemoth.
Bahema.
Bahema.
Yeah.
But the word that he's used that's used here
Uh-huh.
is kahi.
That's
And it-
lives. The living, that's the living. What's that? What's the
The
first?
word that
Yeah.
I'm touching here
Uh-huh.
says, "and beast." The word that I
No, you're looking for Bahama. That's the word. That's what I was talking about when you're looking up the root words and all that. That's not the word in the text. Those Bahama is the word in the actual text itself. That's the word you said.
Okay.
Yeah, the actual Hebrew versus that word that is like derived from and all that. This is Bahama.
Okay. So beast is behemoth.
Bahema, that is the word for beast.
Okay.
No doubt. I don't.
All right. Read on, sis, please.
Okay, and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so.
So every beast of the earth was supposed to reproduce after its kind.
Mhm.
Okay. Read on. Let's see where we at.
And Elohim made the beast of the earth after his kind.
Now there's no man in the earth at this time, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna correct myself. You were right. I was wrong. Cattle is used for Bahama.
Oh, okay.
Beast is the word she just said right here, which is it's like Chaito. That's a word right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be a bad translation.
Well, the
Wow.
Hebrew is right.
Yeah, the translation.
They got cattle for Bahama.
Bahema was like that's what I was taught. Bahema was for cattle.
But
But
you
when
just
they're
said
talking
it was a
about
different
all
word for
living
behemoth.
creatures,
Right, cattle is Bahama. This is all one sentence.
Yeah.
Cattle, and then beast out here is the next word, which is it says and Chaito.
and that's what I was getting ready to
It's-
say
I guess
for
it's
the
the
word,
lizards and
specific word for the word
rabbits
cattle,
and
buffalo,
squirrels.
bison, the way I was taught would be Bahema.
Mhm.
But when you're talking about all living creatures, not just the specific cattle, it could be lizards, the cattle, the deers, the anything beast
That's a good
wise.
explanation. I
use
like
the
that.
Would be the that word
What's the word?
kahi.
What about the third one? What I said on
Be living. That's, I
The
think
living
something's
creature.
wrong. Yeah,
No,
that's
Kahi.
So that's why I threw that in there.
It
Third one,
says
then the
living
fifth.
thing,
living soul.
life,
Right, that's
animals, but that would be it. All living things on the earth
I think that's a
versus
bad-
the water.
so
I
it's,
think that's
But
a
it's
bad
every
translation.
translation I've ever seen it.
it's three different things being talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not
So it's Nefesh Chaya. That's why I thought you was going to, because when I talked to Princess Adaya about it, she said that you teach on that.
but not in this location.
So
Right.
Different location.
Right. So
We're gonna touch on that if we have a chance.
yeah, that's in chapter 2.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you go.
Yeah.
So there's three things being mentioned, three different.
Well,
So y'all added now.
he went. I agree with you. He went about it in three different ways, but he's talking about that one thing. Behemoth.
Now here
Creatures.
it says and creeping things and beasts. He's talking about all of them, like I
Right,
just explained.
Right.
So I think
what's
that's
creeping
why
things?
that's what
What's the word for creeping things?
remiss, creeping things, minor organisms, gliding things, not gliding things,
Germs.
moving things.
Mhm.
Yeah. Rat spiders,
Yeah.
like all the little things.
Crazy.
But when the way kahi is used here, it's talking
living.
about all of the living creatures, not anything specific.
Yes,
all
that's
breathing life.
everything that lives
Yes.
has life. everything. So
Yes.
that's why he will use the word chayi,
Right.
talking about all, what is it? Chayi nefesh?
So you got nefesh, chaya,
Nefesh.
yeah, nefesh,
Okay.
chaya.
Yeah, that's because
No
all
living
things
soul.
have living soul, everything.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
Okay.
I don't know how they translated that and separated it as cattle. That don't make sense, but it
Well,
is what it
I
is.
don't know, when I was taught the word bahema meant meat or
I
cattle.
like that explanation you gave. I like that. It's just that I don't know how that could fit in that particular verse.
Well, in here, it's not bahema. That's the thing. It uses the word kahi, beasts,
No, what I'm saying is kai means life.
life, yes.
Okay. Kai
All right.
meaning all, kai nefesh mean all living.
Right.
So it wouldn't translate cattle and then soul.
And then you got, this is what you talking about.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about. It's all those same things.
Okay, because here it doesn't give that.
Let me see, Yogi, you got.
Oh, here, right here, it says
Yeah, right
cattle,
there.
specifically right here, bahema.
Bahema.
But down here, and it says bahema, creeping things and beasts, and beasts that uses chayi.
Right, but that's why the Hebrew, that's what I'm talking about the root. When you click that, it's
Mhm.
gonna take you to the root.
Yeah,
But in the actual sentence itself, it's going to give you what it's actually saying. So this is what it derived from, the root for it. Because you got the chai,
yeah, that would be the all living.
yeah, the chai
yeah.
right in there, but then you got the tho that's connected to it. Kato.
Yeah, there it
Kato
is.
eretz.
How about that for a Hebrew lesson, people?
All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do 25 again. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good.
Okay.
Let me keep going.
Yes, please.
Okay. 26. And Elohim said, let us make man.
Oh, wow. The age-old mystery. Let us make man.
Mhm.
That's JC.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Can't tell the Christians it ain't. Can't tell the Christians it ain't. That's JC. Read on. Let us make man, and watch what he does with man.
In our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea.
So-
and over.
Question. Who's made in the image of the creator? If that was the creator,
That's not the creator.
there
That's
you
what you
go.
said.
That's the answer.
But we are the image of the angels.
We
Created this, the host.
The host, the power. No?
No, I'm saying, let's face.
So that ain't it.
No, I'm gonna talk about that in the next chapter. Because if I talk about it right now, I might confuse some people. And I don't want to. We don't say.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So you know how you know he's talking about, you know how you know it's talking about male and female?
Mhm.
It's because it says let them have dominion. See, when they set it up, they touch where Ezzy at. Ezzy wants to have, this is mine, that's yours, we got equal footings. You don't tell me, I don't tell you, just equal. They were partners right there. Remember? It said let them have dominion. So that means that they were equal partners. There was none higher than the other in rank or authority. They were equal partners when Elohim said, this is how we're going to do it.
Because
Read it
made them
again.
in their image.
That's
which is
right.
the host.
That's right. Read it again and see what it says.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image,
In our image,
after
Not
our
our.
likeness,
after our likeness,
and let them have
let
dominion.
them have dominion. And watch, he's
over
going to
the
make
fish of
male
the
and
sea and the
female.
fowl and the air, and over the cattle and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Uh-huh. Keep
So
reading.
Elohim created man in his own image.
Uh-huh.
In the
Male.
image of Elohim created he. Wait a minute. Created
He,
him, male
and female.
and female. Created he them.
And then what did he tell them?
And Elohim blessed them.
Mm-hmm.
And Elohim said unto them,
Uh-huh. Read on.
be
To
fruitful
them.
and
To them.
multiply.
Be
And
fruitful.
rape-
Oh, since you moved too fast. to them, both man and woman, he said, Elohim said, be fruitful and multiply and what?
And replenish the earth.
And replenish the earth. They had, at that point they were equal. At that point of creation, man and woman was both equal. Watch, read on.
I'm confused about something.
What you confused about?
Why is the word replenish?
It only means to
establish.
That word is milieu. And milieu only means to feel.
That's what I was getting
Yeah.
ready to say.
Right.
Yes. What would you say? Why did they use the word replenish as if there were humans
already
here
here.
first?
That's
And
what
I
they
think
want you to
that's
think.
where Uncle Tony get that.
Right,
Oh,
but
there was
not
man and
that
woman
they-
here before man and women before they were created. That makes sense. But now I'm looking again at the Hebrew.
The word is milieu. And it means to feel.
Mole, maybe mole.
Main.
I'm asking him a question.
I pronounce it milieu. So if you want to pronounce it Malay, that's great.
It's only MALE. How do you come up milieu?
That's just how he pronounces stuff.
Oh, okay, that's like, never mind, that's the
Semantics.
ideal and ideal.
That's
It's
that
the same
semantics,
word.
Right.
It's spelled different ways. But I'll take it because I've never heard the word before.
It's his accent.
Can we move on?
And multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it,
Watch this.
and have dominion over the fish of the sea.
And do what? And do what?
Have dominion.
Who's he talking to?
Man and woman.
Thank you. And what did he tell them to do? Tell them both to do?
Have dominion over.
So that man wasn't no higher than that woman, and that woman wasn't no higher than that man. They were equal partners.
Mhm.
Watch this. Read on. Let's see.
Balance.
Yeah.
So
That's perfect balance.
Moshe, remember I said you're looking at the word that you the root.
The root first
So
of the
when
word.
you look at
using
the
it.
actual Hebrew text,
Okay.
it's going to says
Melu, okay.
So remember when you click that button, those words they take you to the root. They don't take you to the word being conjugated and all that stuff.
Got you, Chief.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's where he does this. Where he says it. Maybe.
Mhm.
Got it. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I need
But
explanation.
you're right here when you click it, it's right there what you're saying.
Mhm.
But then in here, it's
Okay, awesome.
sorry about that.
you
No,
did your
please
job,
don't.
man.
Don't apologize.
You the Hebrew man. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So
Over the-
at this point, they both have equal dominion and authority. Will we all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Read on, please.
Have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Now, I want you to pay attention that they had dominion over everything in the earth.
Right.
Israel got dominion over everything, even in the heavens and the earth. There's a difference. But I'll get into that later. All right. Just want to say it now so y'all can, when I do show you, you can go back to it. You'll know where I'm going. But go ahead, read on.
And 29, Genesis 1. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree, and which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be
as meat.
for meat.
So that means we're not supposed to eat cattle.
Ah,
We're not supposed to eat chicken.
yeah, that was
We're not supposed to eat turkey. The original intention was for us to
Vegetables and fruit.
fruits and
It's
vegetables.
intentional for us to begin with.
That's
being
right. That's
I
right.
knew somebody was gonna say that.
equal. Well, it's true.
What? What's that?
Hear what you said?
It's meant, it's meant for us to be equal.
Oh yeah, the original. I just said that, Ema.
Yeah, I know.
The
So I
original
just
intention
repeated
was
it.
exactly for that. So let's be equal vegetarians.
Oh Lord.
So go ahead. Let's read on.
I think you're saying though, if we gonna do that, then we gotta be equal.
We're gonna fix all that. Let's wait till we get to the next chapter. Go ahead, read on, please.
And which is also where he lives.
so far past the point of
No, we
what
don't.
were
We're on a whole new
studying.
subject now.
Why not? You didn't even say no, we didn't, but we're on a whole new subject. We're 5 subjects deep and never even got to what we were trying to prove point was day and night
Oh.
starting up.
What's our question with the elephant?
Yeah.
All right, let's get. Come on, sis. Let's go back, sis.
And 30, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every herb for meat. And it was so.
So we
Every
was
green herb for meat.
for me.
But I'm
Every
gonna tell you,
green
the word
herb.
aklal just means
You know what that
food.
means?
What?
Every green herb.
Mhm.
She talking about weed.
I'm talking about essay.
No, that's weed.
I
And look,
call it
he
essay.
said for food.
And then the
Not
word
You can eat
is
it.
for
Not- well, then
food,
eat it then.
not
Then
actually
eat it.
meat.
I have
Yeah,
eaten it.
Then I listen. If they gonna eat it, they
Who
gonna
said
eat it.
Be ingested through the mouth.
He says it can't be because he said it goes through your pores if you touch it, if you bathe in it.
That's right. Let me tell y'all something about SF.
Anything.
Since you want to
You
know.
want to get to the nitty gritty.
Look, let me tell you something about SF. He never said weed, marijuana. He never said put fire to it, burn it up, and smoke it. He never said that. But this is what I want y'all to know. Once you put fire to herb,
It
it
changes.
changes the consistency of what it is. It's no
Molecular
longer that.
structure.
Yeah.
That's right. It's no longer that
Change
herb.
the
You are
molecular
now creating something
Something
else.
different. Yeah.
And that thing that you're creating can kill you.
You know, but when you think about that is all food. That's all vegetables. Unless you eat it raw.
It is. Oh,
Where's-
you're talking about, yeah, because if you burn
Yeah.
certain oils, it also takes.
Yeah. That's why people
Mhm.
tell you don't cook olive oil.
That's right.
She's in the car.
I heard a football player that used to smoke it. He said it turns it into a narcotic.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because it changes the whole molecular.
Structure
Yeah.
that becomes something else.
I don't know. The thing, it wasn't a.
Yeah,
it was a
Adam
football
said
player
there's
that
nothing wrong with
retired.
bathing
Not that I
it,
know.
bathing in it or eating it. I bathed in it
I
before.
didn't say no,
It
I
relaxed
saw
my
it.
whole body.
All right, let's move on.
I mean, do you believe that?
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Why do you want to move on so fast?
It's not fast. We've been here for 5 minutes. Let's move
They
on.
want us to start eating those brownies.
Well, we'll be in that garden like, woo! Let's get this garden going.
I just want to let y'all know I had an ancient Chinese secret in your muffins all week long.
I knew it.
And
Right.
let's get to the lesson, y'all.
All right, here we go. Here we
Another
go.
one, right?
Verse 30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
So where you clicked on for that particular herb, the word was achol, food.
No,
Cool.
for meat, achla or achol. Yeah.
Uh-huh. The one where it says,
Yeah.
all of those vegetables for mankind
Achla.
as herbs.
But that doesn't mean food. That means for eating.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
Yeah.
achla or ochel,
Yeah.
right? It means
Not
for
smoking, but eating.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
just for eating,
To eat.
To eat.
It should be
for
trans-
consuming.
it should
It
be
says
trans-
consuming.
Yo,
It's
we
translated.
always get triggered with this conversation.
Is you on mute?
Nope.
That's supposed to in English to eat. Not
Yeah,
for me.
it should. It should, but it don't.
Mhm.
All right, because they want you to lead your
What's meat,
mind.
y'all? What's meat?
Yeah.
Huh?
Meat like the cow's meat?
Basar.
That's
I know, yeah,
Basar.
basar.
It was to eat.
But they used here
Yeah, when I
akal or akhla, meaning to
Eat.
mean food
Mm-hmm.
or to eat, or they actually use the word also to consume. So just saying. Just busting your stones, bro.
All right, we're on chapter 2 now.
Yeah, somebody else want to pick up the reading?
Anybody else want to read? She don't want to read anymore. You want to read?
Go
You
ahead,
read
I'll
real
read.
good. You want to read?
Yeah. All right.
I read it in
Maybe
Hebrew.
you start reading. You won't.
I read it in Hebrew.
We need to read what's in English.
Listen, I got it.
You want to read?
If nobody feels like reading, I got it.
Seriously, you don't want to read?
She don't want to read, leave her alone. Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus
Mm.
the heavens and the earth were finished, and all of the host of them. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day.
So Elohim ended his works, which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day. Ain't no way in the world that's the creator, because the creator don't get tired.
You don't see.
The creator don't need to rest. Thus we have the Shabbat day.
Okay.
Read on, watch this. Read on, please.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does the rest mean just to cease from
Yes.
work?
Yes.
Yes, the word that used here is Shabbat.
And so not necessarily that he was tired.
He just stopped doing what he was
I
doing.
was just exaggerating the points.
Oh,
You should do that.
I have to. Because I have
No,
to-
you just threw me for a loop.
No, it's the
Yes,
truth.
you did.
No, what I said is the absolute truth.
Ugh.
You notice ain't the creator because the creator don't rest.
That's right.
When we read that, we taking that and it says rest as if he was tired and he needed to sleep
Okay.
and take a break.
But it's
Yes, but
All right, I won't do it no more.
When
Since
you
it,
okay.
since it messed you up, I won't do it anymore. Okay. I won't.
No,
I won't.
That
it doesn't
just
even matter
means
like
he
that. I'm
made
saying
everything
like
he was
when
doing.
you're
Yeah.
And
I
then
won't
stop
do it no
working.
more.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there it is. I'm done.
just when you're
This is when
explaining
you
because
deal
you're
with the facts.
explaining it a different way
I'll deal with the
than
facts.
what someone has normally been taught or read it.
Yes.
So when you're explaining it a different way, you kind of have to like go through it. And when you say the Most High didn't rest on the Shabbat, he doesn't get tired. It's like, wait, so why do we? And so it makes you question a lot of other things. And so instead, when you use a different word like cease, that makes me understand. Okay, so the word isn't rest that we should be using; it's cease.
Cease or to
No,
stop.
no
Because if
problem.
the Most High actually
No
said,
problem. You're absolutely correct. From now on, from this day forward in the future, I won't make fun of the Elohim and say them jokers got tired. I'm going to say they ceased from all their production. No, normally that's what I do. But I took advantage of this opportunity to get a smile out of you.
and
I
you
didn't get a
failed.
smile.
Plus, this one was fun.
And you failed. But
did,
I
I
will
did.
say this, that's
And
a
here we
good
go.
way to look at it.
Here we go. We're going to move forward now.
Okay.
And I won't cease from explaining anymore.
Alright.
All right. That's
Yeah, because if we look at it, if Yahuwah Elohim Ha
no,
Elohim
but he don't.
ceased,
He don't.
we would all
He doesn't.
how do we know that?
The Most High, because he'll let you know he doesn't. Nothing can exist without the Most High. Nothing.
He will, if he stopped, we would all stop. Because he'd be like, nope, I'm done. We would all just disappear.
No more.
How do we know that? We're imagining what we think it would be.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I
all
think.
y'all saw. What's that TV show with the Winchesters?
Winchester.
Supernatural.
Oh yeah.
I know y'all know
I didn't know
the
their name was Winchester.
Did you watch- did you watch
Yeah.
the whole thing?
Yeah.
So at the very end of the soul, the creator of the soul, I'm gonna say God, right? He just stopped working, but the world just kept going. And they like, why are you leaving? Like, I don't care about this. I thought it was funny. That was
Oh.
It was a great concept. That was a great.
It was
like,
interesting.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm getting it was a new.
And then it looked crazy for you.
Right.
Because I could smell the.
That was just interesting.
And
I
I
was
knew
like,
it was
wow.
coming in her direction.
It was just a TV show.
Woo.
But it does open
But
up your mind a little bit.
all shows have a reality to every show that's out
Supernatural
there.
got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. Are you tired?
Mm. I need to shop out. I need to rest. No, go ahead, let's go. Yes. Question.
Question
on the floor.
Why would Elohim,
The creator?
uh,
Not Elohim.
create something that he has to, I mean, when he ceased from his work, right? That means to me, everything was good, right? And everything can actually sustain, exist and function on its own, not necessarily that he is like driving, but the energies that he put into it was enough to make it form and make it exist and function on its own. Right? And so he ceased from making whatever he or the Elohim ceased from whatever he said. "Hey, that's good. That could run as I taught it to run or whatever, right?" So I'm saying he's not the driving force behind how the world operates.
Let me
He
ask you a
already did it, and so go on and do what you're supposed to do.
said it should function anyway.
Go on and do what you're supposed to do. I am just going to supervise. And
Who's
Yeah.
talking about supervising?
I don't know. I just say that
I get it.
because that's what we do.
Right.
We do that, and we do that. We teach your whatever thing that your children. You teach your staff, and you expect them to operate as you taught them. Whatever you put it in their brain, whatever you taught them to do, you expect them to go on and fulfill your purpose right now.
Every now and then you go in and check.
So
if
and
they're doing
you are going to get really tired if you're there all the time.
Day and night.
They're not.
That's the closest
But
thing
y'all
that we
are-
can equate the most.
Y'all are so out of order right now.
How we out of order? That's the closest thing that you can equate the Most High's role to, but then again, the Most High is not a human, so
Right.
But for understanding
fact of him getting
purposes, sometimes you
tired
have to equate
is
certain
not
things.
Y'all are forgetting all y'all lessons that y'all have learned.
He says, go on and
Actually,
pray.
we're
Do
not.
what you
We're
gotta
just simply trying to take to grasp the concept of what's happening by applying it to man's ability to understand.
Man's ability to understand. The Most High says your mind is not like my mind.
Exactly.
We
So
will
that's why
know.
we equate it to what we understand because we don't get him.
Okay, can I open it up for you so maybe you can understand a little bit better? All right, okay. The Creator has, what you're reading about right now is Elohim. They have a job and assignments to do for creation.
Yes.
They go out and do their work well. They will
Yes.
never cease unless they shift change it. But I doubt that happened.
Oh, that's all.
But the Most High himself, he's in the background, like what she was saying, would be the orchestrator and say, go do that, go do that, go do that. And the Most High ain't got nothing to do with what's going on, but he will not cease because everything in creation exists within him. When you lay down at night, your universe don't shut down.
Sure don't.
Your universe inside of you continues to move on, although you go somewhere else. You follow me? But your universe continue on. The heavenly, everything in creation, everything serves a purpose. Nothing runs on its own. It might run on its own for a minute, but then you're going to start seeing the results of what would happen if that person or that thing didn't do its job. Like if the trees didn't produce oxygen,
We be dead.
we'd be dead. But it won't happen right away. It might be a day
Suffocate us.
or
Right.
two, but we'll die. Eventually we'll see. If the Creator ceased to do his function, all existence as we know it Which is
Just
immediately.
At least so we believe.
All right, so let's move on.
But I'm gonna ask on the day he come back, or the day he sends his other
Yes, sir.
Elohim back. Cause they can't, if you stop
It might still go on and let you speak.
Because he already
Yeah,
gave, but no,
so
and I
it's-
say that because he already gave his word. And what does it say? His word does not come back to him void. So if he said it, that means it's not gonna cease. But you know, just for asking purposes, yeah, I wonder would it, if you took it back, would it stop? Would everything just stop?
If you
Just
went back to
asking.
sleep last night,
Oh, I slept so good last night.
would you be woke right now?
If I went back to sleep last night,
Yeah. Would you be woke right now?
Wait, what kind of
That's
question
not
is that?
You gotta think about it.
I'm
You gotta think about it.
I thought.
Okay, so
I'ma
when you're
think
thinking,
again.
so when
if
you're,
the creator basically wasn't,
say it again.
if the creator wasn't present or with
Right.
us.
I would
No, I
not be
believe
here.
everything would be dead
Mhm.
because I
Well,
believe
that's his
If you went back to sleep right last night, you would only be dreaming right now that you're woke. You wouldn't really be woke.
Exactly, that's why I just.
So let me get
You
back to
just
my.
stole that
Are
from
we
me. You
awake
took
right
that
now?
right.
Are we really?
Let's get
I
back
always
to
ask
work,
myself
y'all.
that question.
Okay.
I do too.
I don't know if you're real, but we cruising.
All right,
We're
let's go.
cruising.
You ready?
All right.
Let's go. We're in Genesis, the second chapter.
And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work, which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he rested from all, he ceased, shall I say, from all his work, which Elohim created and made. These are the generations of the
Now,
heavens.
created. That word bara was present again when they said all that Elohim created.
Formed.
Okay.
Or
Read on,
shaped.
please.
Formed or
Because
shaped
I
and
want
made.
y'all to know, Genesis, the first chapter, was just a blueprint. It wasn't the actual creation story.
Right.
It was a blueprint, an ideal that went before the creator. All that the creator was pleased with, he's going to utilize. The things that he wasn't, he's going to change it. Let's read.
Where's the
Where's the what?
nothing?
Where's the what?
Let's keep going.
All right, because I'm going to answer your question before you even get it out your mouth. Watch.
Verse 3. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified
Now watch
it,
this,
because
y'all.
that in it he rested from all his work.
Watch
and
what's
which
getting ready to
Elohim
happen.
created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth.
The beginnings, the
And
heavens and the earth,
they were created when they were
when
created.
they were created, or in the day that they were created.
Yes. In the day that, and then it's got Lord capitalized Yahuwah.
See, now we're talking about the Most High. Now,
Elohim.
slow down for a second. Now we're entering into the second chapter, and we're going to leave alone Elohim. Why? Because now it's time to produce the blueprint. Watch on, read on, sis.
Can I ask one question? So the generations is like
Production, though.
oh, okay, the order.
Yes, the production.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
These are the generations. So this happened in this particular area. And then you'll see these are the generations of Adam. And these are the generations of this is the situation that happened of the creation or the whatever. Here we go. When they create, for again, these are the generations of the heavens and of the earth. When they were created, comma, in the day that Yahuwah Elohim made the earth and the heaven. Let me keep going from here.
Yep.
And every plant of the field before it was in
Now,
the
watch this. Every plant of the field before
Before.
it was in the earth. So that shows us that was a blueprint. Read on. What else?
it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew.
Before it grew. Read on.
And it says, for Yahuwah Elohim
Because the Most High.
had not caused it
Oh,
to
listen.
rain upon
Ho,
the
ho.
earth.
Now, what? The Most High didn't cause nothing to happen yet. He didn't cause it to rain. Therefore, nothing can be produced.
Just a seed.
Right.
Right.
No, it wasn't even a seed.
It was an idea.
It was an ideal. It was a blueprint that was taken to the Most High and could not come into existence
Until he
until
said
the Most
so.
High said so. Until he sanctioned it. Watch. Read on. Watch. Let's see.
Says, and not cause to rain upon the earth And there was not a man.
There was
to
not a
till the
man.
ground.
There was not a man to tell. Hold up, y'all. What happened? It just said there wasn't a man.
Well, though back in the first chapter said they created.
There you go. That's the blueprint. Now watch what takes place first. Watch what happens first. In the blueprint, the earth brought forth trees and vegetation first. And then man came in the 6th chapter, 6th verse, or 6th day. Now watch the creators do it. When the Most High calls it to happen, watch who he does first.
But there went up a mist from the earth and
watered
watered
the
the
ground.
whole face of the ground, and the water came from the earth, up,
Mhm.
not from the sky down. And
Oh, just so you'll know, before Noah, it never rained on the earth. That's why they didn't believe Noah. Water fall from the sky? You crazy? Mist came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the planet. It was always that way. But watch, read on. Let's see what happens. Read on.
and Yahweh Elohim formed man.
Well, wait a minute.
dust.
Where's the trees at? Where's the behemoth?
And say they were done
Where's the
yet.
cattle? Nothing was there yet before man. Man was first. See, the creator altered that plan. He had to make man first, and he made man specifically first for a reason. Why?
To be over everything.
To beat, that's it. So that man could have dominion, not man and woman, but man.
He don't care.
But man, watch what happens. Read on. Let's see what happens. Watch
I
this.
just realized what he's saying. Because I had, while he was talking, I went back and reread 4, and if you just read it straight through, it's right. That's weird.
That he's right. Or that,
No, that it's not that. Well, he's weird.
that's
Yeah,
weird.
no,
I'm sorry.
I'm saying what he said. I just never saw it like that until I literally heard what he said, went back and read using the commas and all of that stuff, like an English teacher would do. And it's what he's saying is right.
Wait till we keep reading.
Yeah. you're gonna
Okay,
see
I
all
am.
that
I'm
more.
Because for most people, it's taught that everything that we was created after. And
Right,
probably
and we're
every-
not, because it says before
every
the
religion.
herb and before this, and he was like, but there ain't nobody here to work this, so hold on a second.
He gonna
I'm gonna
create
bring up
man.
the water, let it get wet, but I gotta form this first. And even that we couldn't have been made from the dry dust, because he made the earth wet first. And then Yahuwah Elohim formed man,
And watch what he
of
does.
dust of the ground,
Oh.
and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
Now stop right there. Go to Hebrew and tell me what the word is.
Nefesh Kaya.
Kaim, Kaya. What does it say?
Should be Kaya. I was just going off the top. What verse is that again?
7, but I don't know what word he wants me to go look at.
I know it.
His nostrils, breath, breathe, life.
What's the words that he's using in Hebrew?
Nefesh Kaya. That Nefesh Kaya.
Kaya.
It's the same thing as the one in Genesis 1, the one I pointed out. But that's another time.
What's the word before
Very
Nefesh?
interesting.
Ha'adam le Nefesh Kaya.
And what's after that? Kaya.
The one before that is where Yehi.
He was.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, where Yehi.
Uh-huh.
Ha'adam le Nefesh Kaya.
All right.
And then the word before that does have Chaim. It has Nishmet Chaim. Or where Yehi Ha'adam le Nefesh Kaya.
Okay. He blew into him the breath of lives,
Mm-hmm.
and man became a living soul.
Yeah, Chaim.
Cain. Right. He blew in him the breath of lives. So, you know what that means?
No.
Yes,
That means that, what it means?
lives. That means he already carries the seed for
That's
the
right.
future.
Everything that came into existence had to come through
Man.
that man. But watch this. We got a real big twist.
They teach us different today.
Who?
The
Twist.
scientists, science.
Oh, yeah. We do.
Yeah, that's another topic. I'm sure somebody here knows what I'm about to say.
The way you just said it.
The mitochondrial DNA.
We have a real big twist. Plot twist.
You want to say it?
The women carry,
Everybody, yeah,
or
they came from that.
when they're a child, they carry everything.
Yeah.
That's what they teach.
Mitochondrial.
No.
A
No,
woman
they
carries
teach.
all the eggs that can.
No.
There you go. All the eggs.
That's what. Oh,
They carry all the eggs,
okay.
but the
Oh,
eggs.
But the
is
way
not-
they teach it is
I was
what I'm
just going to
saying.
ask what you
Oh,
said.
yeah. Sure. Yeah, the women carry a woman when she's born. She has all the
Totes.
eggs she's ever going to have in her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Unless she does something what they do now, and artificial insemination of eggs.
All right, let's move on. This is very important. You have to stay focused because you're getting ready to get something now. You gotta stay focused.
He
Read on,
must
please.
stay focused. He must stay focused.
No, this is important. This needs to be recorded. and sent
Yeah,
out.
we recorded it.
Yeah, this part.
Yes,
When
sir.
it
We
doesn't
can
go
tell
out.
all these women
No, nice.
where they shall be, where they must
I
be.
wanna know, when he says he created man, what does he mean?
Adam.
Adam.
And it says,
Adam.
and he formed Adam
Adam just
from
means man.
dust, which means mankind.
No, it doesn't.
It means
They add their stuff to it. That ain't what it means.
it's the name Adam right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be another version to it, but right now, contextually, this is the man Adam. Because they're going to bring forth the woman name.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's read on, please.
But they do teach us mankind. You're not wrong, but contextually,
This particular place
Just means man.
it's a man.
is
and
only man.
That's
It's
what the
gonna-
definition was saying as
This
well.
is the
for the most
man.
part.
It's man and it's mankind. But it's kind of like, it's just a word. It's a word for, like they use right now, they'll say people or mankind is Adam. But then you have a man named Adam. In this text, the person is going to be called Adam, and then he's going to name his wife. There's going to be two separate names. But then when you go to chapter 4 or 5, then it says Adam dealing with people, whatever chapter it is.
Okay.
But contextually, this is talking about an individual.
Okay, gotcha. Understood.
You know what I'm talking about that chapter, right? Is it
Okay.
like 4, 5, 6?
Okay. Read on, please.
And Yahuwah Elohim planted a garden eastward.
Now, who planted the garden?
Yahuwah Elohim.
After he created.
Man.
Now, look up verse 7. Go back to verse 7. Read verse 7, what it says.
And Yahuwah Elohim formed man.
Stop. Why your book say form when the word is created? The word is
Yeah.
Yotzer.
Yeah,
Yotzer.
form.
Create, that's what they telling you it means. It means form or create. You can use it either way. But why isn't they not using the word bara? If bara meant create something, why is it that all of a sudden, when they're talking about the creator, now they're using a different word? So they're showing us something.
What did you say in the Hebrew? Because
Yotzer.
Hebrew say it says Yotzer.
What verse?
Mhm.
What was it called?
Seven.
Verse 7. And why did they use bara versus Yotzer?
Oh, yeah.
To trick the mind.
It's
Verse
because
7. Chapter
they
2,
they
verse
wasn't
7.
trying to trick you. What they were trying to do was give you a watered down version of creation. This was a blueprint, but Abe see it. When they talk about the creator, he's the only one that can create. Nobody else can create. So what was being created? He blew in him the breath of lives.
But it doesn't
Man.
say of divine creation or original creation.
Yotzer?
That's different. Yeah.
Yotzer means to create.
Yes.
Right. It's two
Right.
different.
Yeah.
They both, I'll go into that later. I'll let you speak on it. 'Cause I do say Boré, and then you all say you're there. You're not wrong by saying you're there.
I don't say. I say create as in, but
I
I.
say Boré.
I mean, if you
Boré
look it up,
Boré means to form or create.
So
It
you
can be
to-
either
to-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm asking,
That's-
this is a question because I do not know. Is that Yotzer also?
It means form or create.
so
Yes.
Yotzer is
But I've
just
only
to
seen,
create.
you're right.
Boré is to create,
Well,
to shape. I guess,
I've
to
only
form.
seen Yotzer in reference to the creator. I haven't done extensive enough research yet, but I've only seen it in reference to the most. And actually, I think it only
Oh,
appears
okay.
that one time in the whole
So
Tanakh.
the Yatsar is like a whole different type of creation
Yeah.
versus what the Elohims were doing. The
Because
Elohim were doing.
nobody, Elohim was bringing forth a blueprint.
Yes, that's what I'm
Only the
asking.
Most
That's
High
why.
can make it come into existence.
Right. So what I'm asking is the Yatsar word should only be applied to the Most High, not to the regular Elohim.
I would think so,
Okay.
but I haven't done the
Yeah.
research yet.
Okay. All right.
So I can't say it.
So let's all
You did it? You
bust
see
out
it?
with the
No, I was gonna ask, where you get all this information from?
If I told you, would you believe me?
Would I believe you?
Yeah,
What is that in it?
I got it from the creator.
How?
That's how I learned.
How?
Because when I study and apply myself, he opens my mind up and gives me understanding.
How's it do?
Right now, like how he's doing us by asking questions and prayer.
No,
and
I've
looking at
never
Yeah, but
talked
he's
to.
saying
I've never
research.
talked to anybody about these things.
Yeah, but it seems like he's
Man,
saying
I
something
haven't
different.
gotten these things from no man. No man has taught me these things that I'm sharing with y'all.
How
It's
do you
been
know
a,
you're right?
it's been a, because it's going to be proven. You can, everything is proven. When you hear it and you look at it, it'll reveal itself to you.
Okay.
And
Is he
it's
saying
your job to take it further.
okay? Is he saying like did the most? He's saying the most part open up your mind.
It's in all the show
What
to
if
you,
it
and I
didn't
said out
open up
loud.
your mind? What if it was something else? Is
See,
it a
see,
question?
see what I was pointing at?
Yes, it is.
600,
No, no.
Oh.
62. So you got. So
When it
Robert
starts,
says
that
in
starts a new day, so you should sleep now.
different places.
Forever hold
you're
your
going to have to
peace.
look at that
Yeah,
later.
yeah, that goes-
That's
yeah,
good, though.
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's I like both of them. I use
Your other one is Yassar?
the one that I use is Boran.
No, the other one that they got there, Yotzer and Yassar, they got two.
Yeah, so Yotzer is the action. The Yatsa is that it's it goes into the what was I just saying? You, when you look up a word,
Right.
what did I say
The
to you
root.
earlier? Root. So it's the form of the root because when you look at the actual word that y'all looking at right now,
Oh, to do.
it's going to say it actually doesn't say Yotzer. Even though we know that's what we call it because it's a noun. We talking about this is the verb, but it says
Yeah.
it doesn't have a wow there. Long
Yotzer.
story short. It's just the yod,
Do,
the
make a
side
make.
and then the rest, and that would be like the root of it more.
Yotzer.
Right.
Right.
Do or make or making.
So, but no, he's right. He's right. I just use Boran,
Wow.
but when you say Yotzer, I know he's talking about.
All right.
Great expert.
Whenever you're ready.
Expounding on the Hebrew.
Whenever
That
you're
helps
ready.
us to understand. Verse 8. We are in Genesis chapter 2, verse 8. And Yahuwah Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put the man whom he had formed.
Now he planted a garden, then he put the man in the garden. But in the last chapter, the garden was first, and the man came much later after the animals and everything.
Right.
But in the second chapter, the creator's involved, and he gonna do things different.
His way.
Watch how he sets it
And
up
he
order.
sets
That's
it up.
right, this way.
I was getting ready to
Watch
say
what
that
he
he
did.
set it
So-
up his way so that
So,
it would be
Because-
balanced and correct.
so that man would have dominion over everything.
Yeah, because imagine this, if man wasn't there to monitor or watch over, the beast would overrun the field, just like when Most High said, when we take you into the land, slowly but surely I'm gonna put the people out because not the wild beast would take over. See, that's
well,
my
that
y'all's
makes sense.
wisdom.
Chief
That makes
Pit Bull.
Ooh,
What?
yes.
Sorry. I like Chief. Go ahead.
Y'all are crazy.
He went way out there on that one, didn't he?
I
They take
I didn't even
man.
catch it at first.
We don't. I was wondering what he was
They-
talking about until he said it.
The crazy
He
thing
had to
is,
go there.
they probably don't even got a piece of everybody.
Yeah.
Not me either.
Stay away from over there. Hallelujah. Verse
How we distinguish the difference? Usually we use the words zakah and nikeva.
Yeah, male and
Yeah. All right, so let's get back. Where we at?
We are at verse 11.
Genesis 1, verse 11.
Yes. Genesis chapter 2, verse 11.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 11.
The name of the first was Pishon. That is which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold.
It's Africa.
And the gold of that land is good. There is Bedulum and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is that compass the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that which goes toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put it in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. Go ahead, hand in the air. Question.
Wait, watch this. Oh, I think I just answered my own question. It's about the Adam. In the first chapter of Genesis, better sheet, it say Elohim, right? But how do we know that it is the Most High? It will say what?
Hi.
Hi Elohim. So of course this can be the man. Adam.
Ain't that something?
Hmm.
Maybe it's
just like when they say hi,
right, because now everybody else is Adam.
We'll talk about that particular individual. Okay, there it is.
Oh, so you saying that's why they say Ha Nashim?
No, I was using his concept of the Elohim.
Oh,
and
I
the
got
High
you.
Elohim, you know, being the Most High when they reference it. And then right here, we got Adam, like in chapter 4, 5, 6.
Mhm.
They call the rest of humankind Adam.
Right.
But here,
Right. It's Ha Adam. Okay.
About that.
The man.
Mm-hmm.
And it does say,
The man.
commanded the man,
Mm-hmm.
saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Is that cool? The camera, they can see it?
But
Mhm.
as long as it's you. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it.
Now,
Lord.
who was that command being given to?
That man.
So
Adam,
why
'cause
did,
it says
why
the
did
man.
Hawa later on say that it was told to her? Who told her?
He did.
Because she ain't even there.
Did she?
Yeah,
She did.
said
She said it.
She repeated it to the serpent in chapter 3.
She repeated in
She
a
repeated
manner
a whole
that
lot.
the creator said it to her, but she
Creator
was,
never said it to her.
I know, I'm saying when she repeated it, she said, God
made it
or
seem
creator
yes.
said, the Most High said, we can't eat of that. She didn't say, my husband told me.
Right.
Right.
But see,
So
here's the
maybe she
thing.
thought that they were one and they were equal and connected.
No, they
Wasn't even
are.
serious. You charge it.
I got it.
This is what the point I want to bring out is this. That shows you the job of the man.
Mhm.
Teach the Most High's words to his man.
Righteously.
It's his job. He's responsible for that. Read on, let's see, because Adam did his job up until that point. He dropped the ball later on, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
He dropped the ball.
Say, for that day you shall surely die. 18. And Yahuwah Elohim said, it is not good that the man should be alone.
Now watch this, family.
That the man,
If you're not reading ahead, if you're not reading ahead, if you're not reading ahead, and the first thing you think about, you're gonna think that he's about to make a woman for that man.
Slika,
He said
it's not charging.
it's not you.
Your iPad.
Turn
you
it
check
over.
all the way up to the wall.
Turn it over. Take the plug out. Turn it over.
No, did I bring it in?
What, pocket?
No, I didn't bring it in. That's just my clothes, right? I didn't bring my bag.
No,
I can
I'm
run
not
the
using
bag.
yours because it wasn't working
Run the bag,
before.
right?
And this is Amos. It was working for mine, but it's not working for yours.
Oh, your wife said she took it.
Is it still dying?
Do y'all want me to
Yeah,
go get my
so 5%,
charger?
You can try it. Yeah, you can try it.
please.
Can I get that?
And we got another one, 6 inch. You got a charger?
I do.
She's not team.
She's not an iPhone charger.
I got you.
Team Samsung.
Just give me about 1 minute. Well, let me see that.
So it's still not charging.
No.
I'm coming right back.
I have my
And the
last
power is on, right?
ever.
Plugged in,
You
right?
guys have been probably been two
Yes.
iPhones Oh, but it's.
Autumn, Roche was just saying how we say Adam is the man, is the beginning of mankind. And so to identify him, we say Ha Adam, meaning the man, because Adam was man. And then all the lives that was breathed into him was mankind. So he was just saying that to signify between, or to kind of show how we say Ha Elohim, the creator, versus just Elohim.
No, it's true.
Ooh.
Still not charging?
Mm-mm.
Alligators. So perfect.
I'm sorry,
We are back.
Are we ready to go?
Ready to go.
Y'all ready?
Ready.
17, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest of thou thereof thou shalt surely die. And Yahuwah Elohim said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him.
So now we
Woo.
thinking. Hold up. How do you get down to 17?
Because that's where we are.
All right. So if I'm at the right place, if she didn't just.
I didn't,
forward us.
Josh. I didn't do
All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. So let me teach, and then I'm gonna talk. And if I'm wrong, it's your fault.
Oh,
Yeah.
Normally, you would think that he's about to create a
There
woman.
goes the man blaming the woman again. And that's what we were just talking about.
Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted.
For the 8th time.
9th time.
Whatever.
oh gosh.
You would think that the creator, you would think that the creator is about to bring forth a woman. He gonna give him a helpmate. Y'all know helpmate, women helpmate, and he's lonely. So you think he's ready to give him a woman, but watch what the creator does before he gives him a woman. Read on, sis.
I can't stand him.
I can't stand him. He always seems to make you see something that you don't want to see. I don't want to see that he gave him a bird first.
He gave him friends.
He gave him some homies first.
Watch this. Watch this. Read. That's
And
it.
out of the ground.
He gave him a
Yahuwah
job.
Elohim
That's what he
formed
did.
every
Wait.
Ka'i
Hold on.
beast
Somebody
of the
got-
field.
Somebody got something. Yes.
And
I just thought about it. He gave him responsibilities first, a job, and things to be able to take care of, so that when he got the woman, he would already know how to take care of her. Ah, yes. Woo! So it wasn't a bad thing, my brothers and sisters. It was a great thing. Last but not least, the woman was the greatest gift he got. All right. I never thought about it like that, but thank you. Thanks for opening our eyes, babe. Thank you. Thank you. That was a good one. Did you think about that?
She remembers the last lesson. That's what it means.
No. Right. You said that? You said that? When? No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Don't even worry about it.
No, the Most High just brought it to me.
Ideology. Let's read on through.
Analogy, ideal. And out of the ground you formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them into Adam.
He did what?
Brought them
Hold up.
into Adam.
Why did he bring them to Adam?
Because he probably did it like you just said outside the garden, fixed them, made them, and then brought them, said, here, take care.
Why? Why?
Because he needed their responsibility.
Why did he have to give them to Adam?
Because he already said, because what's the Elohim said that they would have dominion over all of these things.
There you go. Elohim said that the man and the woman would have dominion. The Creator ain't doing that right now.
Because he
The
did
Creator
want
just dealing with the man.
Because
where these things came from.
Okay.
The Creator.
The
well, he
reason-
get. Oh, go ahead.
the answer to the question is to establish his authority over all the
Right.
animals.
That's what I was about to say.
That's why they brought him to him, and Adam named him. When a man marries a wife, what happens to her last name?
It changes.
She takes on his name, which shows possession. It shows possession that she belongs to that man.
Okay.
So by showing possession, it actually, when a woman produces a child, and he has the right to name that child, it gives the parents possession over that child.
Okay.
And then they go right around and give the child a birth certificate, giving the government possession. Think about it for a minute.
We don't see it in his temple.
Yeah. So here we go. That's how it go. So what's happening is the animals was being brought to him to establish his authority in the earth. He was supposed to reign supreme. It had no longer nothing to do. The Creator didn't like the plan where the woman and the man was equal. The Most High didn't like that. He did away with that. He did away with that. And just like the man named the animals, the man is going to name his mission. Read on, please. Let's see. Read on.
And I'm doing this by the English language, which is what I teach. When I look at,
What do you mean it's sad that you gotta agree with it?
I don't like to give you big ups all the time. Now, when they
Oh,
say
Lord.
Adam prior to this, the A is not capitalized. But now, and I'm just going by the, I know, bro, but in that in the English language, even they have accepted the fact that Adam putting the capital in A, even in the middle of a sentence,
Mhm.
they have now named him with that A as the individual, as the person, as the man.
What's the
I'm at 19.
Tell me what
It's
version.
just- so I'm in the KJV version. That's go ahead, bro.
No, me, it's on you. Go ahead.
Okay. To
17.
see what, yes, we're in chapter 2. I'm looking at verse 9, 12, verse 19 in the KJV. In the KJV, but I'm in my sword.
The rest of that KJV is.
Yeah.
Usually it's interlinear.
I think you can.
My KJV, my sword.
You can change it. Because you know the BOB can change.
Exactly.
It was man the whole
Whole time. Now it's something.
Now they say Adam.
Yeah. So you're right. Oh.
Power. The power.
No, not really. Well, I'm confirming you. We're 2 or more.
I'm saying that ain't
Right, I know. Right, we.
So you tell me you believe me either?
No, I didn't say. I didn't say.
I
Okay.
see why you don't believe Prince, but you believe me too.
Uh,
I'm playing, Prince. I'm playing. I'm playing.
I'm up here confirming y'all. I'm helping y'all out.
all of this has been recorded.
It's okay. All right, and it says Adam to see what he would call them. Whatsoever Adam or Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
Why?
There was
Because
no
he was
light.
given authority
Well,
to call them whatever he wants. So if he said your name is Dirty Dumb Dog, that was his name.
that was his name.
Read on. Watch this, sis.
So how does that give this women dominion over the?
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Later.
But
Later,
it
you
does.
got it. Right here.
No, it, yeah, not right here, but it does later.
Read on.
What?
Gave names to all the cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him.
There was nothing for him.
Because
So the
that
kid-
showed you. Go ahead.
You wanna
What?
say something else?
I'm saying from the beginning, it showed you the Most High did not see man, right, bestiality. Like he literally was like, none of this is for Adam to be able to indulge in that way. So he made something, even though it don't say it, but people try to act like that's a law that came out of nowhere. From the beginning, he made that clear without even saying it.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Because you were there back with Adam. But we have our time. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he still didn't touch it.
Right.
So we're gonna read on down, y'all. All right?
Jodiah.
Okay.
And Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
This was the first record. I'm gonna say this
Say
every
it
time
again.
y'all hear.
Yes.
Yes.
So y'all will learn. This is the first recorded record of a surgery, a open surgery being done on the human body.
Love this science book.
So in the Ivrit, does not it mean rib, right?
Yes.
It doesn't in Hebrew. It doesn't mean rib. It just means a side of him, right?
Side.
That's law side.
Read on, please. What's the word, sis?
The word is the law. The law.
Slaw? Slaw?
The law.
I do like ribs, though.
I like the fact that it's about a rib.
It's a spiritual reason, though. I'll tell y'all that later.
The rib, touch the heart, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It says a rib literally or figuratively of a door, making a doorway.
I use it, right?
You hate when we do this because you breathe heavy every time we start to share extra.
I didn't do that.
You do every
But
time
you know, when I think about that though, if you take a piece of, if it was a piece of his rib that was removed, he would permanently have a certain dip because your rib does not grow back.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I
But they
mean?
say
So,
women have one more rib than a man.
but you know
because-
why? Because we carry babies and our body has to move and alter in certain ways.
So
So-
a rib will prohibit you from moving.
No, it doesn't. When you have a,
It's protected.
your whole system up here readjusts itself naturally. But what I'm saying, like with, you know, when you break your ribs, there's nothing that can repair them besides them banding you up to kind of keep it still, hold it in place. But it doesn't, if you break one, it doesn't grow back. So I'm saying, I think Adam would have had a certain posture to himself after that. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it didn't come from the rib, it came from the side.
But if it was the rib, and it's an extra rib, that's
Boom.
It still doesn't change.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, no, in a woman, I have heard that.
I just said
Yeah,
I
but I'm talking
heard.
about in the dissections that
Well, we got Google.
we did
Some
snakes.
got Hulu.
All right, I'll Google. He's like,
Somebody look it up.
I'll look it up
We did
now.
a cow. You understand what I'm saying? And there was no extra ribs.
Yeah, but they didn't do that extra thing with them. Oh, this Wi-Fi is so slow. I was to be first. He didn't do extra.
Well, we didn't do humans. 'cause I didn't want to
What?
nurse. But they
No.
probably would have done that too.
They
And
both
the answer
have
to the
12
question,
years
do men
each.
have one less rib than women? A astounding
No.
Men and women
Okay.
have the same
Same
number of
amount.
ribs, and each
That's what I
other
thought.
12 pairs each.
That's right, because we did the
It was just
dissecting
adding.
and there was
That's-
I mean, it was
nothing
different.
extra.
So y'all just took his
They not
one,
us.
whatever.
He didn't
Yeah.
take a rib.
It
He
wasn't
took a
rib.
side. That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
right.
In the Hebrew, it doesn't say
No, it does.
rib.
Right.
And what,
know
and what, right, so what, and what we were,
this idea.
and what we were taught in Christianity,
Can
the word is roundness
I say something?
in that particular
Okay.
area.
Absolutely.
Y'all ready?
Mhm.
He took a portion of
We
his side.
ready.
Yes.
No, think about it. His side.
Yeah,
A side is like a portion of.
yeah.
He actually took a portion of that man.
Like a side of mac and cheese.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just enjoying.
She must be getting sleepy.
Oh,
No, just enjoying the class.
I mean,
What? You ain't.
sometimes you gotta
all
use
sit
the
here, be
imagination.
motivated.
So people be like, oh, that's, but you know, a lot of people call women, oh, that's my side piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
That's
find it
crazy.
be on
Even
things like,
please.
oh, you want to be my side, and then he'll be like collard greens or mac and cheese. You know, he's the main dish. You're the
All
side.
right, let's read on. I got a little bit more to give y'all on this. Then I'm gonna drop the bomb on y'all, and I want
Drop
y'all
the
to tear it up.
bomb.
Go ahead, read on, please.
Baby.
Now watch this next part.
And the rib, which Yahuwah Elohim had taken from the man, made he a woman
He
And
made a
brought
woman out of
her
the side of him.
unto the man. This
Now-
time it says
Now,
the man.
The master musician.
now, think about this for a second. He took the woman from the man's side.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the woman has a portion of that man within her.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she called more man.
Yeah.
From
Whoa,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Up
from man.
from.
Even in Hebrew, it's Isha,
Mm-hmm.
from man. Okay? But something is about to happen here that we got to pay attention to. Go ahead, read on.
I like how we after all of this we see what happens after all of this and how us now are completely different from Adam and Eve because we don't really come from men like completely and singularly.
You guys are so
I'm not
far
using the
away.
wrong words.
You guys are
But
so far away from your natural order.
I guess
Yeah.
they were the only two that it worked that way.
No.
No.
That
I'm
he
talking
came. She
about-
came from his side.
Yes, I'm saying like he was the only one that came from her husband. All of us came from our mother and father.
Well, I'm gonna break it down where you come from, and that's the clincher of the day.
Well, wait till we get
That's
to
what you
it.
get.
Yeah, I gotta wait till we get there. I can't
Alright.
prematurely speak on it. But here's the thing: she's bringing out a very good, interesting part. That's why your woman's supposed to stick by your side no matter what. No matter who comes up against you, you stick by your man's side. If your man is wrong, you don't correct him in public. You wait till you get him home. You be like, hey, yo,
Hey,
I
babe.
heard what you said, but tell me about that a little bit more. You need to understand your position on that. You don't correct your man out in public. Right? Just like you ain't supposed to correct Prince out in public. You're supposed to be on my side, on my team. You're supposed to be making fun of me, laughing
You
at
said
me.
you're not supposed to correct your man. You didn't say anything
I
about
took it to a higher level. I took it to a whole totally different round. No, but seriously, as a family, we can't talk about each other. We have to keep this thing, and I mean this right here. We have to keep it tight. And as we grow, and as we produce this and show this to others, they'll come in keeping it tight. But if we show we're gonna lollygag and talk about this one and make fun of that one and tease this one, that's how they're gonna come in. And that's street attitude. That's not a righteous attitude. Righteousness means superiority. I don't know if y'all understand that. It means you're supposed to act in a superior nature. You don't act like everyone else. You don't do what everyone else does. When my machine make fun of me, I instantly shut it down. Shut it down because they have not learned yet that you don't make fun of your man. They haven't learned that yet. And we think it's a simple thing, but it's not. It's a big thing. I myself had to teach myself not to put my woman down in public. I had to teach myself that because we take it off lightly as if it's a joke and it's funny, but it's really not. Because those people who are really joking about you, they really don't like you. So if your woman don't like you, something wrong with this equation. You don't need to be my woman. And if your man don't like you, something wrong with that equation. You don't need to be his woman. He don't need to be your man. Seriously. So we got to keep it tight, man. We do. Especially when we go out in public and we meet people and people get to meet us and feel our spirit. We got to be so supreme in everything that we do that they say, I want to look like y'all. I want to look like y'all. I want to do what y'all do. You know, that's how tight we got to be.
Absolutely.
And this order of established order that's being set up is the same type of discipline that we have to have in our behavior whenever we talk about what it is that we do. Right?
Okay.
We don't face, but you get into the meat of the subject.
Genesis 2, chapter 23.
Chapter 2, verse 23.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones. and
Adam.
flesh of my flesh."
Adam said what?
This is now
Bone of my bones
bones,
and flesh of my flesh. Uh-huh.
she shall be called woman.
Now, did Adam give her name?
Now, it's called a woman.
What it say?
We shall.
Okay. Read on. Read on.
Did you hear what she said before she started reading? I think we also what she said. Verse 22.
And the rib
Well, I ain't trying to teach her.
what Elohim had taken from man, made he a woman and brought her unto him.
So we went back to Adam again. It was Adam before.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like a blueprint. That's how it's supposed to be for man and woman. That's
You
the
know
way
what I
you was going with it.
You know what I teach you the blueprint? But that's why I'm on this part right here. I teach you that's the blueprint how a man is supposed to take their responsibility. That's what I teach. Yeah, so you on point.
Oh, when she said it, like we started talking about something else. I was like, just read. I don't know if this week.
If I would have been allowed to finish, that's how I close this out. Not just for Christian. This person right here. Yeah. Go ahead, watch this part right here.
24. Therefore shall a man leave his father
Not this part. This part.
and his mother, and he shall cleave unto his wife.
A man shall do what? Leave his mother and his father. That means the man had to have his own. He had to go out on his own. He don't bring his girl home to his daddy house in the basement. He had to have his own responsibility, like she was talking about, Isha was talking about earlier. He had to learn responsibility before he took a wife. But you notice another thing that we don't see here? We don't see no boyfriend, girlfriend thing jumping on. She was an Isha from the door.
Yeah.
From the door, she was Isha.
She was assigned.
Yeah, not no girlfriend. We just what's that word they say? Shacking up. It wasn't none of that. It was none of that to older people. It was none of that. It was his wife from the door, beginning of the chapter. But watch what's getting ready to happen. Read on, please.
And therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. As he should cleave.
Now, shall be one flesh.
Dabak.
Now,
He shall cling. He shall cling to his wife.
he shall cling to his wife. They shall be one flesh. When a man cling to his wife, they produce a child. That's the fulfillment of that one flesh. That's how the man and the woman comes together and produce a child. That's that one flesh. They shall be future tense, one flesh. They shall produce children. Notice he was told, be fruitful and multiply in the last thing, but it was left out in this one up until that point right there. The creator is bringing forth that y'all two are going to become one. That's the one flesh portion right there. But here's the other thing. The woman, this is the part I learned from the Christian man. The woman, and I got to say it right, if I can remember it correctly. The woman, what was his name? I can't remember his name. If I remember his name, it'll come to me. I'll tell you. I'll share it to you because I believe he deserves his credit. He's a good teacher. The woman is supposed to come under the umbrella of a man. A woman is never supposed to be out on her own, fending for herself out in this world. When she leaves one house, she should automatically go into another house of someone as a covering over her, and it should be her husband. So in reality, what she's leaving is one daddy for another daddy. Y'all follow me so far? One man for another man. Her father, who was her daddy, was raising her, teaching her, providing for her, protecting her. Now her father gives her to another man, and that man becomes her daddy. Huh? That's right. It's now his responsibility, that man, the husband's responsibility, to provide for her, protect her. The same thing her father was doing is his responsibility. She is almost like a child to him. You know what I mean? Because he's fully responsible for her upkeep and her uptake. So far.
Okay.
Now, this is why the woman ain't got no problem calling her husband daddy. Hey, daddy. They do. And what we call our woman. Hey, baby. Is that right?
Yeah.
Do we naturally do that?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yeah, we do. And I understand it. It's because it's an order that the Creator had established. So I try to give it to y'all the best I could. That's how I got it. It probably was a lot better put together when I got it, but I just gave it to y'all the way I understood it. And he's right. The man was right. Because it goes on throughout history. Let's move on to the next portion.
Numbers 30, the reason I mentioned that, everybody familiar with Numbers 30?
Yeah, when a woman makes a vow.
The only two people that can take a vow away
Father
and the husband.
That's it.
That's
Nobody
it.
else. Ain't a big brother. It's her father and her husband. That role is simultaneous. He takes on that role. But this is the clincher that I want to bring to y'all. We just read the creation of mankind. We have not gotten to our creation in this physical earth. We're only talking about the creation of mankind, not Israel. Do y'all understand me?
Right.
That's not our history, the history we just read in Genesis, the 2nd chapter. That was a creation of man, not us. Right. We're not man. We are a different entity, a totally different thing than man, the children of Israel. We are the sons and daughters of the Most High. Our creation hasn't come. How we got into this earth, they speak about it in the 6th chapter of Genesis. You touch it. That's the only thing that ties us back to Adam was through the women. Through the women. But when we became in this human form in the earth, when we became this human form in the earth, they had nothing to do with Adam except the counterpart, the female that was used to allow our entryway into the earth. If I can say that correctly. Psalms explains it better. He says, ye are Elohim. All of you are children of the Most High. How did we become children of the Most High? When did that happen? When we read today, Genesis 1:1, we read about Bereshit bara Elohim. We were talking about our forefathers. That's who that was all about. Genesis 1:1 was talking about our forefathers, not the Creator. Well, our forefathers are sons and daughters of the Most High. Mankind is not like that. They ain't got no control. This is why the children of Israel, their prophets, have control over the heavens and the earth. But mankind can only dictate what happens on the earth. Prophecies of what's going to happen tomorrow or today, and foretell things like that. Fortune telling. But they have no control over the heavens. Only Moses. Only Elijah. an Israelite. Only Joshua, an Israelite. Only Aaron, an Israelite. Only us can control the heavens and the earth. Mankind. Tell what's going to happen tomorrow. It can be blessed. There was another portion of scripture, Amos chapter 11. Go to chapter 11, verse Amos chapter 11. Please. Amos chapter 11. I haven't done this in a long time. So you might have to look around. Amos 11. Amos. All right, chapter 4, verse 11. And read it for me. Tell me what it says.
Amos 11. I have overthrown.
Okay, back up to 2. No. And 9. Start at verse 9.
Chapter 2, verse 9 or 4.
Amos chapter 4, verse 9.
Amos 4 and 9.
Now watch this, y'all. This is very important for you to understand what it is that I just got to say. Read it, please.
I have smitten you with blasting and mildew.
Who's talking?
Most times.
Most High. Read.
Your gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and your olive trees increase. The palmer worm, the flower tree. Yet have ye not returned unto me?
Who's
Saith
talking?
Adonai.
Who?
Most High.
Read on.
I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Mizraim. Your young men have I slain with the sword.
Who did all this, y'all? And who's talking? Now watch this.
And have taken away your horses, and I have made the stink of your camps to come up unto your nostrils. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith the Most High.
So the Most High is saying he did all this, and we still didn't come back to it. Watch this next verse.
I have overthrown some of you, as Elohim overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah.
Somebody make sense of that, please. Wasn't that the Most High talking? Didn't he just put a distinction between him and Elohim?
Yes.
That's deep. That's deep. He put a direct distinction between him and the word the world knows as him. Do you know how significant that is? That part right there? You know how important that is? So that's what anytime somebody says to you, you know what you're talking about. There's a difference between Elohim and the Most High. Also, I said I would show y'all something else about a people. So let's see if we can remember where it's at. I think it's 2 Kings chapter 20, verse 22. I think it is. Somebody go there, please.
2 Kings.
Chapter 20.
Where's my coat?
Talk about Hezekiah's sickness.
Is that what it is? 22, chapter 22. Not chapter 22. Chapter 22 is something else.
Chapter 22. Messiah, he was 8 years old.
Read a little bit, that might be it.
I'm sorry, first one. Let's talk about the repair of the temple and stuff. What's looking for that?
Where you go?
When Ahab and Jehoshaphat was getting ready to go to war, Prophet Micah told Jehoshaphat not to go. Y'all go out there?
That's what I made. That's what I did.
2 Chronicles 20. That's what it says. Then Jehoshaphat was afraid.
As in front of the camera. Oh.
Maybe.
So long.
So long. You not
We
coming
not
back?
taking you back home? I have one right here that says,
What movie?
City King.
First Kings chapter 22.
I said second King. Try that. Not first King chapter 22. Oh, AT, you might want to hear this before you leave.
What do I want to hear? Because I'm what?
As in Vicky's coat.
chapter 22, verse 20. It says,
Verse 20. The Most High said,
Oh.
Yup. Listen now.
Oh.
The Most High said this.
Most High said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
The Most High said, who will persuade Ahab? Who is he talking to? The heavenly host. Remember when I said that Elohim came with a plan and took that plan to the Most High?
Okay.
Here's the proof that that type stuff happens. Read it.
The Most High said, who shall persuade Ahab and he may go up and fall at the Ramoth Gilead? And one said in this matter, and another said on that matter. There came forth a spirit and stood before Adonai or Most High and said, I will persuade him. And Adonai said unto him, wherewith?
How you going to persuade him? Give me your plan.
And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit
That was the plan.
in the mouth of all his prophets.
And guess what? The Most High had to sanction it. Did the Most High sanction it?
And he
Make it
said,
face.
thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Iman, she took the charger base. All right, see if that would have fit in there. Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't fit now. So that means we might have
Just move the fans in.
because it's one guy. Well, you going to the house, right?
Uh-huh.
We can bring it to you though, right?
Huh?
We can bring you that base, right?
Could you?
Yeah, you want.
That's only if my friends don't leave me.
All right, well, we need the base.
All right, I'll be nice.
I'm a friend too.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I'm my friends.
July 15th. That's my birthday. I'm playing. She left out when I said that. Yeah.
Did it work? Came back up.
It's been up.
Lying spirit, bro. That's the one.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I
But
think
that's
I need to go
showing
over
you
there.
that the
I
Most
opened
High
up the,
does allow you to come up with a plan and present it to him and show him
Okay.
rather he's going to approve it or not. But the Most High had to tell that lying spirit, he said, go and thou shalt prevail. He had to authorize it. Had he not authorized it, it couldn't happen. Because remember, it said one said thus, and another one said thus. He didn't approve of none of that. So he didn't authorize it. Same thing with the Elohim story in the beginning of Genesis 1 and 1. Had the Most High didn't like what he saw, he altered it. He said, no, we ain't gonna do it that way. We're gonna do it this way. And that's what happened. But that's the end of that lesson.
Good lesson.
I'm glad you liked it, man.
I think a lot of people, I don't think many people know. Like some of it I knew of, but a couple of it you brought out. I'm like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know about it.
And the thing about you not being for mankind, there are too many places in the scriptures that tells us we're not like everybody else. There's something different about us. We didn't come from Adam. There's something about us that makes us unique in this earth.
See, this stuff like that. Remember we was talking about sound? I was talking about sound bites. It's like I use that definition to people grab a portion of scripture and create some. You can use that with how people view other people too. They take sound bites of what somebody said right before context. And they can sit still and just pick apart or hear everything first, or have a desire to want to understand. It can help. A lot of times we don't have a desire to want to understand the person. We can't come together until we have that desire to want to.
We have to. We have to. For this situation, we ain't got to change. Definitely have to change.
When you were saying you was in the Tanakh last night, I see what I get it. You remember that?
Yeah.
We talk about regeneration and all that stuff too. Or y'all just didn't do that?
Generation.
You know, people be saying regeneration, but some people call it reincarnation.
So you want to talk about that now?
No. I was asking, did you?
We had a conversation. We actually did a whole class on that. We probably posted it on YouTube. But y'all want to talk about it? Talk about it.
What's your full take on it? Well, not full, like a brief.
I believe we come back and we get an opportunity to correct the wrong that we've done. Life after life after life until we get there.
I don't want to tell you. I'll share a little bit about that. Sure. This is not something I don't. I thought stuff it was.
The complicated part is that we have a soul and spirit. The spirit is what returns back to the earth, but your soul goes back to the creator. Whatever he does with it, he does with it. But your spirit comes here and goes through your child, your descendants, until you get the chance to do it right. And it doesn't mean that you have to come right back to your child. You can come back generations later. And every key to our history of our past, to our genealogy of our family, if he was a bank robber, if he was the most intelligent man, if he was a child molester, both good and evil, that gene is still within you. And you carry that gene down through history. Now, if you had one back then, if he achieved it, he accomplished it, got rid of it and destroyed it, then when he move on, that gene is gone. It don't affect you in the future. You can, because you got to progress. It's got to be a progression. And if you're a bank robber, it probably won't come out as you robbing banks, but you'll be how can I say sneaky. You know what I mean? You'll be untrustworthy, things of that nature, until you master those things about yourself. That's why when a lot of people come out here today and they are murderers or rapists, and I'm sure if they trace their history back, they'll find individuals in their history that had that same type of stuff. They never conquered that portion of themselves. They didn't conquer it. It's very important that whatever your dilemmas are in this life, that you master it. Whatever your setbacks are in this life, that you master it and conquer it, because you'll be doing your lineage a favor. That's less work that they have to do in the future years to come.
There's certain tribes in Africa and that they don't believe in marrying off their daughters or sons until they know the genealogy of their family.
There you go.
There's even one place, if you inbreed with certain people, they kill them because they don't tolerate it. Because they don't know what's in the bloodline.
See what I mean?
It's yeah.
And I totally agree with that. And that's why when you court somebody, you better find out how many retarded people they got in their family. You really got to know, because it may be habitual with them. They may reproduce crazy people. When I say retarded, I don't mean like mentally retarded. I do mean that, but I don't mean it on a scrutinizing level. But you got to find out how many people in their family just crazy. How they say for the streets. Because a lot of people in their family will be that, and more than likely that's what you're getting when you marry that woman or that man. You got to be careful. So every life you have a chance to undo the lifestyle that you lived previously, but it will be an innate desire or passion or feeling until you conquer it. Like a woman, my thing right now is sex. Let me explain to you what I mean. I am so serious about the discipline of sex because I recognize how sex destroys kings. We could be some powerful, mighty men. We can have something great established, and you sneaking out with a woman can ultimately break up that brotherhood, that friendship, that bond, because you didn't bring that woman in the right way. And you did it only because of your sexual urges. You didn't master your sexual nature. And we have to master our sexual nature. And if we don't, man, let me tell you something. Man, that's the problem that we had with mighty men through history, not mastering their sexual nature. And that's been my journey. And I like to think that I've mastered it, but you know, who knows what the Most High's test is going to be next.
Hold on, that's a question.
Yes.
Who are the humans that were created then? They said the first people are Black people.
They were Black. They were Black. It was for many years, black people were the only people on the earth. There was no Europeans and Caucasians and all that other stuff. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, sis.
So if we are Elohim, there must be instructions on how to get back to being Elohim, or I mean beyond Torah.
Remembering the Elohim means
Because to me, Torah is dealing with mankind and
Why do you
dealing
think-
with the Creator. Well, dealing with mankind and Creator, but beyond Torah, there must be a way to get back to being Elohim.
Okay, this is what I'll say to you. When you a child and the teacher is trying to teach you how to read and write so that you can learn the process of learning things, the teacher has to start you at the beginning. When you try to jump too far ahead, you don't understand things, then things are more confusing to you. Now, here we are trapped in this body, in this flesh, under your oppression for 4,000, almost 3,000 years under oppression. We lost our mind. We don't know nothing about who we are as a people. But yet we want to obtain a college degree at the beginning of our knowledge. So when you're in elementary school, the teacher got to give you the books that apply to elementary. We're not ready to travel to the spiritual realm yet and become masters of our universe as we're supposed to. Because, we're not ready yet. We think we want to be.
And I understand that. So just so we know that beyond this is something else. So if we don't know, we're going to be trapped. And then we're going to be saying, this is all there is.
No, you can achieve.
You know?
You can achieve 720 right here in this physical body. You can achieve it. But the sacrifice that's needed to achieve it, most people don't want to do it. Most of us are not ready for that type of sacrifice. We think we are, but we're not. Can you actually love anybody else outside of yourself like you love yourself, or better than you love yourself, and no sexual nature is involved? Can you actually do that? Which means that you will live on the street and walk home in years just so that that person will have a place to live.
I don't know that.
Most of us can't.
Yeah.
Most people would simply say you become stay with me,
Yeah.
but they won't leave their home.
Yeah.
So somebody else in their family can move in, and then they won't put that around with no place to live.
Yeah, that's a big
Most people
sacrifice.
won't make that type of commitment to life. And I say that real carefully. Most people, if something happens to most individuals, the first priority is themselves and not their brothers or their sisters. And that's why we haven't achieved what we need to achieve, because our minds have been so polluted. What did Samson sacrifice when Samson destroyed the Philistines? You think he was thinking about his own self? What were you thinking about?
The nation.
The people. And that's why they called him a judge of Israel. If you read the book of Judges, he ain't never judged Israel one day.
Nope. But he put the people first.
That's right. He put at the end, after he got humbled,
Yeah.
he put the people first.
Like Moshe.
Tell me, what about Moshe?
Like he connected with the Creator. He was actually an Elohim,
Yes.
and he put the people first too. So
When Moshe got this Elohim status, the only thing that happened was the Most High returned his mind back to him. He gave him understanding of things that he previously didn't have understanding of. He didn't perform no miracles when he was running from Egypt. He didn't perform no miracles when he killed that. He did everything that normal men do. But when he went up in the mountain and spoke with the Most High, and the Most High spoke to him by fire and the angel in the bush, it transformed Moses' mind. Everything ain't written in these books. We ain't gonna see everything in these books. But that book contains everything we need to get to the next level. If you really live by the teachings of the Torah, your whole soul will be enlightened. We don't do that. Most of us don't do it.
So yeah. So when men can perform spectacular things as we are in this body, right? Is that showing us that we are Elohim? However, we do not show what that the whole who we are actually.
What do you mean by miraculous things?
Spectacular things.
Like what?
They can perform, you control the elements.
Oh yeah, they're not showing you exactly who you are.
Yeah, it's like control the elements. Because some people do control the elements. You know
We're
what I'm
not
saying?
talking about with a machine. We're talking
No,
about
I'm not
naturally.
talking
That's right.
about with what they have. You know, and of course they might give credence to a higher power, right? But without them per se,
That's right.
it wouldn't happen. I mean, and they might say, oh, they don't know how powerful they are because as they are brought up, they were brought up to say, okay. And of course, we're going to say everything comes from the Creator, right? Or how we are comes from the Creator. But then He created us with these things within us. So we kind of activate, connect with the Creator, and we get whatever we say that we need or want, or on this planet. Because I've seen that demonstrated. You see what I'm saying? Like
Somebody control the elements.
yeah, and the thing is, they pray and they go into whatever they go into, the spiritual realm. They want it so bad to happen, like rain. Rain, that they pray and they meditate and they and they ask for it to happen. I don't want, because the storm was coming. The storm was coming and they were traveling and they didn't want to head right into the storm, and they prayed for it to cease, and it actually ceased.
Almost like what we did with the rain.
It ceased. And the storm was behind them and they were clear. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and they praising the Creator for what
I don't
He has
think we
done
gonna
for
cook my
them. And all that stuff. But
I
it's
said,
like,
I'm still full from that.
I'm saying, like, you gotta know that the Creator cares about you and allows it to happen because you called upon it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah. So
Totally.
if I was thinking that if people knew what their powers were, or and they knew exactly that they are Elohim, because a lot of us don't know. This is the first time I'm knowing. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still getting used to knowing. And even people do it even without knowing. Do certain spectacular things even without knowing. And they're afraid of it. Because of,
Now they got you to talk to.
huh?
Now they got you to talk to.
Yeah, they're afraid of what they can
Share
do,
with them the knowledge.
because of how they grew up.
There's almost nothing we can't do.
Now,
Almost.
and some people know they can do it, and they like this guy who said that his aunt, she was and I guess the aunt don't know either, but she has experimented with elements, and she is she was called the that heal people. Yeah, well, she was in her village. She was the healer. Yeah, it was her. But she used herbs and spices and whatever and people would go to her. Even the white people would go to her. You know, and her nephew was afraid of her. Her nephew was kind of afraid of her because she can do a lot of things, And so he was sent one day to get some medicine from her. And she probably knew that he was afraid of her. And so she decided she's gonna scare him, right? So he came and he sat down and asked her for the medicine, and she said, "Okay, all right, boy, have you ever seen it rain? Have you ever really seen it rain?" And then he said, "Yes, ma'am." He said, "Have you really ever seen it rain?" He said, Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." But he didn't know what to say, and it was dry, And then she started to sweep. I think they go into this trance thing. When she started to sweep, she said, "Well, it's gonna rain right now, right?" And then he said she just went into this. She had a broom. She started to sweep, and she went into this thing, and then she just was saying certain things and humming while she was sweeping, humming, and then the sweep gets got faster and faster and faster. All of a sudden, he saw a cloud in there, a cloud over the house, and then it burst, and it started to rain. He said, "Oh."
He was scared of her.
Yeah, he was scared of her, but she started to laugh at him. So she knew he was scared of her. But he said things like that happened in his
That's
village.
how people feel about the children of Israel when we do things that they don't understand. They're afraid of us because we do things that they don't know nothing about. Is that lady still alive? Oh yeah, sit and talk to her. Yeah, I like to talk to her.
The Indian used to do that too. The Indian. They used to do that too. And they called on the right. Yeah, but they actually some.
Is there any questions in the book?
A lot of them were freezing. The ancestors. Great spirit to ask him to bring rain.
Shalom, everyone.
Now there are some that practice just like the rest of society.
He said you can close it out, Sister Abigail.